Stark, Tully, and Baratheon all swore to me. When King Viserys named me his heir.
Stale oaths will not put you on the Iron Throne, Princess. The succession changed the day your father sired a son. I only regret that you and he were the last to see the truth of it.
You are no more hand than Aegon is king. Fucking traitor.
Otto's here and he's flying a green dragon standard.
Yeah, I thought it was a golden dragon last week, but I guess my
I thought so too. I thought it was the golden dragon of
Sunfire,
the text,
but I guess that they're making it,
leaning into that House Hightower green.
The green.
Boy.
Yeah.
Okay, Joe, it's time for the bridge redux. Too mummers, too farcical. Here we go. The bookend scene to episode 2. Sun seemed to be
mummers, too farcical.
Damon got to deliver the mummers farce line this time. What a moment for him to throw that back in Otto's face.
Farcical. Oh my god, you're amazing.
Sun seemed to be rising last time. This time, clearly setting on any hope of peace. Though everyone will tell you in Fire and Blood and elsewhere that there was hope for peace until Vhagar chomped down on that little Triscuit snack. The parallels abound. Otto and Daemon facing off, Rhaenyra arriving on Syrax, the mummers farce line, etc. Yeah. Joe, let's talk here what we teased earlier for a second about how truly shocking it is that Otto would be the one deployed.
Baffling move. Like if this is some so meant to be some example. Okay, so in theory, the terms that he presents here, the favorable terms to Rhaenyra, is what Alicent won in the race for Aegon.
Yes.
Right?
This is what Alicent wanted.
This is what Alicent wanted. If it were up to Otto, he would have sent some Kingsguard in the dead of night to try to, sneak past all the dragons and kill everyone. I don't know how he was going to do that, but that was Otto's plan.
Yeah.
Alicent wants diplomacy. So this is Alicent's victory. Like, I get my diplomatic answer.
That's right.
Why she would undermine that entire strategy by setting fucking the worst person to offer terms. They hate this. Like, Daemon, this is just like...
It's shocking.
First of all, Otto shows up and Daemon grabs, like, we get the shot of him grabbing the sword, right? And he's just like, and you can tell, he's like, oh, guess what I get to do now? Exactly what Rhaenyra let me do to Vaemond last week, which is like, I'm going to slice a head off. I am, that is 100%.
You think I won't kill someone at a parlay? You saw me wave that white flag at the stepstones and then like, kill everyone?
It's Otto killing time.
It's my moment.
I'm ready. Remember? I know you do. But remember at Lana's funeral when, like, apropos of absolutely nothing, Daemon calls Otto a leech? Anyway, here we are with the world's worst diplomat.
For another meal.
Again, Otto Hightower.
Boy. This is... So, Grandmaster Orwyle is here in this scene. We should note that in Fire and Blood, it is Orwyle's mission. He is the
much more
one
sense.
Who says... Brother should not war against sister. Send me to her that we may talk and reach an amicable accord. One thing that I wanted to note is that each side in Fire and Blood makes their offer, has their terms of peace. And Rhaenyra has hers too. I was struck in Otto's offer here by the use of the word trueborn for Jace. That felt like the most meaningful olive branch. This is the thing that we know really matters to you. In Fire and Blood, here's the passage for what Rhaenyra is thinking. This will be a key tone setter for events to come. Her first act as queen was to declare Sir Otto Hightower and Queen Alicent traitors and rebels. Again, maybe Otto, not the one to send. Passage continues. As for my half-brothers and my sweet sister Helena, she announced, they have been led astray by the counsel of evil men. Let them come to Dragonstone, bend the knee, and ask my forgiveness, and I shall gladly spare their lives and take them back into my heart, for they are of my own blood, and no man or woman is as accursed as the Kinslayer.
We call that foreshadowing.
Dun, dun, dun!
Gentle, light, delicate foreshadowing from George.
Did you hear that? No man or woman is as accursed as the Kinslayer. Aemond, we just want to make sure this message has reached you.
Yeah.
Boy. But, we talked about a lot last week, and I was really hung up on the idea that, like, Alicent going to Rhaenys and saying that there was a path to peace. It's like, what path is there really? But
Right.
I will acknowledge that in Fire and Blood, and I think when Condell and Co have been talking about this episode, really like repeatedly, we are given reminders that there were still pathways to some sort of, however hesitant and delicate accord, to an accord until Luke. But sending Otto is not the way.
I mean, House Beesbury maybe never would have felt like there was time for peace, but pre-Luke, I think there is some way forward. Yeah.
Right. That is absolutely the point of no return. Joe, Rhaenyra flying out on Syrax. This is a change.
Yeah. I talked about this on Talk the Thrones. I feel like a woman who just had traumatic, labor, like ripped a baby from herself, is not going to hop on the back of a dragon. And in fact, it's a whole plot point in Fire and Blood that Rhaenyra cannot get on the dragon,
right? Because
she has just gone through this, which is why Jason, Luke, etc. go off on her behalf, because she can't get on a dragon. She just went through labor. I got a couple emails about this post Talk the Thrones, that people saying like, I don't know, I didn't have that problem post-birth. And I'm like, A, great for you. But B, did you have to rip the baby out of yourself? Because that's what Rhaenyra did. Anyway, Rhaenyra shows up in Syrax. Again, I think this is just, why send Otto?
Right.
Parallelism. Why is Rhaenyra here with Syrax?
Right.
Parallelism. So we can mirror what happened in episode 2 on the bridge. Yeah.
Right. And of course, Rhaenyra is on the other side this time, not trying to convince Daemon, not challenging Daemon, but going to Otto, calls her princess and saying, I am queen, ripping his hand of the kingpin off of his chest. And
which I liked that a lot. In the book, it's she takes Orwell's chain off of him.
Right.
So, I mean, okay. To give them all the credit that they deserve, it is much more powerful to have Otto here than Orwell, narratively.
Because there's history with these characters.
It's much more powerful for her to rip the hand pin off of Otto than the chain off Orwell, where we're like, we barely know. This guy just seemed to have good ideas about not using maggots. I don't know, so anyway.
Absolutely. Daemon cannot even stand still as Otto is talking. Steve, can we get a little taste of Daemon's thoughts?
I would rather feed my sons to the dragons than have them carry shields and caps. For your drunken usurper cunt of a king.
Okay, things are going well. We're making progress.
Love
We're
a British C-bomb.
Ideas together. This is where Otto drops the Fire and Blood line, the every symbol of legitimacy line, and enumerates the many advantages that Aegon has. And then he does something fascinating. It reminded me of Bake Off, Great British Bake Off, when Paul Hollywood is...
I can't believe you're invoking Paul fucking Hollywood in
walking
this conversation.
around, and every now and then, Joe, it's like he's looking at the dough.
Yeah.
And he tells the contestant something about how the dough should be made. And it's a shock when it happens, because it gives somebody information that you're not supposed to provide. And so I was genuinely surprised when he went out of his way to note that they had sent, quote, generous terms to the Starks, the Tullys, and the Baratheons, because it's basically akin to him saying, this is what you need to do to recruit people to your side.
And guess what?
It didn't work.
Doesn't land.
Didn't matter. They missed that one. They missed that you need to pair the carrot with the stick.
Mr. Policeman, I gave you all the clues. Otto says.
Wow. Oh, boy. He does something else
terms. Okay.
That fascinated me, Joe.
Yeah.
Rhaenyra reminds him that all of these lords swore obeisance to her. This is akin to her asking Orwell in Fire and Blood, do you remember you remember Viserys? Remember that guy? Remember all of that history? Otto just hand waves what he refers to as their stale oaths.
I love that phrase, stale oaths.
Me too.
Yeah,
but it's like, it's surprising, I think, to hear him say that aloud, because he is a character who is trying to collect and ensure oaths, and to basically acknowledge that there's an expiration date, or that they don't need to matter. Like, it made me, we've mentioned Kat a lot. It made me think of Kat saying, treat your oaths recklessly and your people will do the same. Like, characters need to remember that the oaths can't be treated recklessly, or others will do the same.
And that, but that's just like classic Otto constantly, where it's like, whatever I need the narrative to be, that's where the moral high ground is.